South African prisons are overcrowded. It has almost 50% more inmates than it can accommodate. This is the reason the EFF claims it wants lifers to be paroled in order to reduce overpopulation.
Majority of these lifers are sick. Some of them have got chronic diseases already. What is it that you are trying to rehabilitate? Unless you want to punish them and you want them to perish and die in prison. Our view is that they should be to create space and alleviate overcrowding. Lifers above 60 should actually be paroled and be allowed to go home.
But the Justice and Correctional Services Department says it can't apply a blanket approach.
Due process needs to be applied for these people to qualify for parole. Age on its own is not a basis for someone to be granted parole. And most importantly, in the scheme of correctional services, it is important that justice is seen to be done and the relevant retribution levels are attended to.
Prisoner organizations like the South African Prisoners Organization for Human Rights says the EFF's call is cheap politicking and opportunistic.
We want to warn the EFF to stay away from prisons because they have betrayed the transformation of this particular institution. All they are looking for, it is the votes, so that the votes can push up the numbers in the National Assembly and in the Provincial Assembly. They must also be made to understand and reminded that sentenced and unsentenced prisoners are not allowed to vote in local government elections. Where were they when we called upon them some years ago that this unconstitutional tendency of not allowing sentenced and unsentenced prisoners, vis-a-vis revolutionaries, not to vote in the local government elections was not only unconstitutional, it was in fact making a mockery of our hard-earned democracy.
The EFF made the call after a response to their question about the number of inmates over the age of 60 serving life sentences. According to the department, in a written reply to the parliamentary question, there are 744 in correctional centers across the country. Ulelani Philip, SABC News, Parliament.